Hello, hello. It is day 87 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. And it is July 18th, 2024. And tonight, I discovered something I was like totally missing, totally not noticing. I was not tapped into for a little while. So I have been receiving messages from my guides, from my spirit team, through all avenues. And I did not notice the synchronicity and the pattern in them until tonight. And I've been receiving these messages for at least a week. And all of a sudden tonight, it became ridiculously obvious that they were basically the same message. And I kept receiving it again and again and again. So it's a little bit of a wake-up call to spend a little bit more time getting tuned in daily. And then on top of that, though, and here's where the disconnect has been, is that I have been getting these messages, so I am tuned in, but I'm not acting on them quickly. So what has happened is I've leaned into the feminine and the flow and all of this, and I have not been taking much action. So that masculine side. So I'm going to share a little bit about the messages that I've been getting because I feel like they are so applicable to so many people. So basically, the overall message for it is to take the time to set intentions so that your spirit team knows what to bring you. If you do not do that, they are sort of hands tied because they do not act without your permission, first of all. So they will want to support you, but they will not intervene unless you've asked for it. And setting your intentions is like asking for it. So, and then once you set those intentions, having positive expectations, and being flexible about the how. So you set the intentions and you can fully believe that your spirit team will deliver. Their time frame and our time frame is sometimes a little bit different, or and the how definitely changes. Like we might expect it to be one way, but if we release the expectations of how and we're flexible in that area, they're able to bring it in much more quickly because they know the best way. They know all possible avenues, and so they can direct you to the one that is fastest and most aligned. But here I'll read them off quickly. They're fairly similar when it comes to the actual takeaway and meaning of what they're saying. So the first one was from my weekly card that I pulled on Monday. I don't know which day of this podcast that was, but whatever. And that one, the message that came out of that one was be clear about who you are and what you want. The next one was reclaim the dreams you seem to have lost. Write those dreams down and set your intentions. The next one was all in capitals. I had written it too. I had gotten the message loud and clear and I still didn't act on it, you guys. But the next one was set the intentions. I wrote it all caps. The next one was your true limitations are only what you set for yourself. So this one is very, very powerful, that there are no limits on what we can do if we suspend disbelief and don't put limitations on ourselves. The next one was choose your path. It was that simple. And when we don't choose our path, when we don't set those intentions, again, our spirit team is kind of hands tied and not really able to support us. So getting really intentional, right? Setting the intentions. Then last night I had taken a shamanic journey, and the messages that I got were about me being allowed to decide. You get to decide. You get to choose. I did an Akashic Records journey and was guided to burn one of my records, one of the pre-life agreements that I had made, and was given a blank one and told to go write my new agreement. And so again, like being given that you get to choose, you get to go write your agreements, right? You get to choose what your intentions are. And then I had gotten right before the journey, Kelly in our unofficial mastermind chat had been talking about how she had been saying, I get to declare what I'm available for energetically. And really that's the same message again, that we get to declare, right? We get to set our intentions for what we're available for. And when we're not doing that, it's kind of like saying we're available for anything. We're wide open and just kind of anything can come our way. And then tonight, and this is the one that really made me notice, like stand up and notice, right? Or sit up and notice, was I actually was just watching a reading, a channeled reading on YouTube. And the first or second, I don't remember exactly, but the first or second card that she pulled to channel messages from was talking about direction. First, clarify what you're seeking so the path becomes clear. Be specific and choose your path. So I was just like, oh my gosh. As soon as I heard it, it was just like, because she repeated that, choose your path. The path needs to become clear, all of this, a little bit. And I was like, oh my gosh. This is the same as the messages I've been getting. And I started going back and looking. And there were a couple more from random things I had written down in my journal, in my card pulls, and whatever over the last week. Focus deeply on what's important and have positive expectations once you have that clarity. So all of this was very, very much aligned, right? This was very much all the same messages. And what happens when we don't act on the messages that we get, is that they repeat them, right? They keep on sending you the same message that you need to hear until you hear it. And they get louder, and sometimes they get really intrusive into our lives if we let it get that far. Now, in a sense, I have let it become intrusive into my life because I have not been setting those intentions. I've not been super intentional for a while. And so my life has slipped off of that amazing track that it was on, right? That path that it was on to be achieving success, to be like, my success is here and everything is like pointing towards it's here, it's happening, it's wonderful, right? I kind of slipped off of that because when I'm not being intentional, and not just in my daily actions, being intentional with my actions, but actually writing out my intentions, right? My goals, setting what I'm aiming towards, all of that. Doing that is a really important practice. And when we don't, we do get kind of off track a lot of the time. So basically that is what has happened. And it just became loud and clear. Like, you need to spend some time getting really clear on your intentions here so that your spirit team can deliver. Like, if you want to suspend disbelief, great, but you need to tell us what you're suspending disbelief about. Like, what is it that you want to be bringing in right now? Because if you're not consistently clear about that, then they can't consistently deliver. And then not just being clear about it, but obviously you also need to bring in that belief. You need to bring in the trust and let go of the how and just release the outcomes, right? And just know that your spirit team will bring you what's best, what's most aligned, and all of that to the best of their ability. And that is, yeah, just there were some amazing messages in there. And I figured, you know what? People need to hear this because it's something that we all do, right? We become unintentional. We stop focusing on what our intentions are. We stop being really clear about them. And then our teams just can't deliver. So, whatever your spirit team is to you, to me, your spirit team is all of your guides, angels, God, universe, source, all of it. That's your spirit team, your ancestors, etc. So, and even like animal guides and all of that. So, whatever it is to you, whatever you believe, there is something guiding you and supporting you. And we all do have that, no matter what your beliefs are. And just know that without setting your intentions, that being or beings cannot support you to the level that you would like to be supported. So take the time. And then suspend disbelief that that outcome is coming and release how it's going to come to you. And you'll start seeing results being brought to you. And that is what you want. So yeah, that's what I have for you today. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.